Hello. It has been quite some time since I have been live, but I'm happy to be here. Welcome to Thought for Thursday. Let me see if I can get going on both sides here. I do hope that everyone has had a wonderful day, a great week. Here we are at Thursday, and we almost made it. I haven't seen you guys in quite some time. I haven't gone live. Um, it's good to be here. Absolutely. It isn't that I haven't had something to tell you. Life has just been happening. But I'm very happy to be here now. And as promised, as I always promise, I'm not going to keep you any more than 15 minutes. So, again, welcome. Hey, everybody that's watching over there on Instagram. Again, welcome. I'm happy to be here. You know, for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about some of the things that you need to do, some of the things that you need to take advantage of as risers. What are the things that you need to do to move to the next level and to prepare, even, for going into next year? And I have just recently ended one part of my 12-week program, and it's the Finally Me portion, which will begin again in January. And you'll be hearing lots from me about that this month. As a matter of fact, in the next couple of days, I'll start to tell you some things about it. But again, everything that I'm talking about right now is really preparing you and giving you more information on the program and giving you more to think about and to consider as you determine, is this where I really need to be? So I want to start out by asking us a question. Are we on an assembly line? How many of us really feel as though life has kind of been an assembly line? My audience are risers, but I think an assembly line can apply to everybody. But in particular, if you are my risers, I want you to think about where life has been all of your life, where you've been, how you've been maneuvering, what you've been doing, how you started out, where you are now, and then think forward a little bit. Do you want things to continue in the same way that they have been going? Are there any changes that you need to make? Are you tired of getting up and going to the same job every day and not really feeling fulfilled? Or are you tired of dealing with relationships in your life, friends, family, situations that you've kind of dealt with over and over and over again, and you're just totally exhausted? Nobody really realizes how exhausted you are but you, because why? You have been handling things and doing it for everybody else. And so nobody else sees your exhaustion, or nobody sees how the relationship is really wearing you out, although they're happy. How much longer do you want to continue that? Particularly my risers who've probably been doing it for most of your life and now going forward to the prime piece of your life, what I like to call the best part, because the best is always yet to come. So those years that are ahead of you, how do you want to go about those? Are you on an assembly line in doing the things that you're doing, some of which may be good for you, some of which probably aren't so good, and you're on the assembly line and you can't find a way to get off? Or perhaps you really don't know what the world is going on. You don't know if you're on an assembly line, you kind of don't feel like it, but you feel like, well, something may need to change. I just don't know what. So tonight, I want to give you a little quiz about being on an assembly line, okay? And I want you to insert your name here. This is the assembly line of whomever: Alethea Tucker, Joanne. I see that Melissa's watching, and Corey. This is the assembly line of you. Put your name in there. So again, this is a test to see if you are on an assembly line. The voices around you are saying, I should be a, fill that in. And I'm going to go ahead and have this written out somewhere where you can actually take this, but I wanted you to just kind of do it verbally right now in your head. So are there voices around you saying things like you should be a, fill in the blank? Or if you're thinking I have to, fill in the blank, do what? Okay, voices that are saying that to you. If you stay on the assembly line, 5 years from now, you will be what? Busy, lost, afraid, excited, curious, employed. Something to think about. Is your job interesting? You know, and maybe I should have said this. If you have some paper somewhere around you, you don't have to necessarily just keep this in your head. Go ahead and jot down some of these answers, but keep in mind I'll have this available for you to go back and look at as well. Do you live for the weekends? I mean, I know I do. You know, I know I live for the weekends. I'm happy when I see them coming. Are you having fun in what you're doing in life right now? Is life fun to you? Who is with you along the way? Who do you have in your life along the way? Okay, 5 years from now, we're talking 5 years. Is your job still interesting? Are you going to still be living for the weekends? Are you having fun? And who's with you? Okay, and in 10 years, I will be, put in what you're going to be. You're going to be struggling, having fun, afraid, working hard, building, off track, tired, excited. What are you going to be? Are you good at what you do? Are you challenged? Do you feel like you're going somewhere, or you're just kind of treading water? Okay. Is there momentum in your life? Do you feel like you've got some momentum about what you're doing? Do you have a wife, husband, partner, kids? Okay. Are you happy? All things to consider. Are you where you thought you would be 10 years? Remember, we're looking 10 years into the future here. And are you playing as much as you hoped you would play? Okay. And last part, we're going 15 years. Okay. And in 15 years, I will be fill in the blank. Happy, confused, excited, afraid, stuck, accomplished, proud, regretful. Where are you going to live in 15 years? Do you like the people that you're spending time with? Are you a better person than you were 15 years ago? Okay, 15 years forward now. Think 15 years back. Are you proud of how you have lived thus far? So we looked at 5 years. We talked about 10 years, and we talked about 15 years. Think about where your answers were kind of siding. Are the answers you've given to these questions freaking you out? Are they freaking you out? Because you finally sat down and thought about where you are right now, where you want to be in 5 years, how much it's going to take to get there 15 years out. If you said yes, you're not alone. Then if you said no, chances are the road looks pretty good. But I would venture to say that a lot of us are on the yes side. When we look 5, 10, 15 years out, we don't quite see the things that we want to see. We feel, if you could identify with some of those feelings, you know, you're not feeling challenged, you're not feeling accomplished, you're not feeling as though you're getting anywhere, you're feeling stuck. You know, one of the questions was like that. That's why I want you to think about where you are going into the new year. We've looked at 5 years, we've looked at 10, we've looked at 15. Keep that in mind as you approach the new year. Hey, Samir, Shamir. Keep that in mind. Why? Because the beginning of the year is the time when I really want you to consider what needs to be different about your life. And I want you to consider the fact that there's a very good chance that you need to get off of that assembly line. There's an assembly line in your life somewhere along the way, whether it's personal, whether it's professional. You are probably going down an assembly line that you need to get off of. To get off of the assembly line, you have to make some changes. You have to, first of all, commit to yourself that you want to be different, that you want something to change. And then you have to commit to finding out how you're going to change that. And then you have to commit to doing what's needed to change. And that's what I'm offering in the experience that I have coming that's going to start anew come January. You know there's an assembly line. We'll identify where you are on the assembly line. We know that you need to get off. We'll identify why it is you're feeling you're there, how you can get off, and then we'll start to look at where you want to go. The program that I have coming, starting afresh in January, is called Arise, and we will look at all pieces of the puzzle. We'll talk about what to do now that you feel like you're on this assembly line and you can't get off. We'll talk about where to go and how to move forward from feeling like you're facing the same thing over and over again and you don't know how to remedy the situation. We'll talk about what to do now that you've been working a job for 15 years and you feel as though you have been able to pay, expenses and take care of your needs. However, there is nothing about what you're doing is fulfilling. Where do you go from there? And how can you get to the place where you're doing something that feels worthwhile to you? This program and your work with me will identify all of that and push you in that direction. These are all things that I have dealt with. These are all things that I have experienced. I know what it feels like to feel as though life just seems to be one big hamster wheel, and you are the lead hamster in running around the circle. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to not really know what it is that you're good at. I know what it feels like to lack confidence in yourself because your ventures that you've gone for over so many years, so many times, and so many different, arenas haven't all gone the way that you've wanted them to go. I know what it's like to count yourself out. And I know that that is a posture that does not profit you in any way. So let's start the year afresh by addressing those things, by finally getting past those things. I know where you are, and I know how we can move forward. This program is the answer for getting you beyond the assembly line, for getting you on the path to understanding the things that you need to let go of, the things that you need to reach for. And then we're going to reach for some of those things. We're going to set the foundation for improving where you are now and getting you to the place where you need to be. So again, what I wanted to do tonight was, first of all, tell you this program is on the way and to listen out for all of the information that's coming your way. And then, most importantly, I wanted you to think about those questions to determine if you are on that assembly line. And what are you going to do about it? Are you going to go into another year continuing to produce the chocolate? I have this vision of Lucy and Ethel just producing chocolate after chocolate after chocolate after chocolate, messing up the assembly line even. Are you going to continue to make the donuts, to produce the chocolate? Or are you going to get off that assembly line and perhaps see what you can do to run the plant? Are you going to get off the assembly line and actually work on producing something that you actually enjoy? And that's not bad for you. Okay? Those are the questions I want you to think about. I want you to think about where you are now. I want you to envision 5 years ahead. Yeah, 10 and 15. If that's too much for you to even think about, well, then just go out 5. Go out next week. But determine that you're going to make things different. And I'm here to help you. And I'm more than willing to do it. And I'm excited about what I can bring to you to help you to get past that mediocre point and to get off that assembly line and to make better for yourself. All right. That's it. I just wanted to come in real quick to say, hey, like I said, I haven't seen you all in so long. It's great to be here. I'm bringing you the thought for Thursday. Are you on the assembly line? If so, get off and let's go forward. And I'll be talking to you about how we can do that. All right. In the interim, you have any questions? Go ahead and shoot me an email. Info@Jolease Enterprises, JOLEASE Enterprises, all one word.com. Or on Facebook, go ahead and drop me a chat on the Facebook stream here. I apologize because I'm not seeing the messages and I don't know why. So I hope I'm not missing you. I promise if you're there, if you're saying something, I am going to come right back and follow up with you immediately. So I apologize. I don't know what's going on, but I know you can see me. I just can't see your messages. But go ahead and shoot me a DM or shoot me something in the chat. I'll follow up with you. We can get started today. We don't have to wait until January. There's some things that we can do right now to make going into the new year even better. And let's talk about it. All right. That's it. You guys have a good evening. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.